inside this document.
So it's a proposal like this nature. We need to open our minds. We need to come with contributions so that we can change the trajectory of our political thinking. Let us think for the interest of Sierra Leone, not for ourselves. This is a transformative drive. It's not in the interest of President Blue. It's not in the interest of the opposition, but here in the interest to salvage our democracy.
After, when two leaders don't talk, it be reached them for make the Attorney General and Minister of Justice when an office day before pan this amendment for tell the public, but waiting they inside this document and first thing we say now that this not just bill, we mean say it open to more suggestion for make them a better law, but it will also quick for ask people for take responsibility for their contribution to this bill.
But I'd like to emphasize, Mr. Chair, to the members of Parliament, that these consultations have not come to an end. We must continue in the days and weeks as we strive to make this a better document that will work for Sierra Leone. Of course, persons who have been part of this process should continue to engage and make this better. But to refuse to take ownership of what we have done together and then to oppose this just because it is led by government or to be a political minded is not leadership.
After this advice, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice be explain the 23-page proposed amendment of the 1991 Constitution to parliamentarian and member of the Republic. And after about 1 hour of explanation, but waiting there inside this document, the chairman be asked member of Parliament and the people will be witness this hearing for their own position on waiting the document they say. First person will be concerned. Now, Honorable Usman Timbo will say
this does not refer to a section, it refers to the document in entirety. So I understand what the leader of the opposition is saying. We will kick against any provision that touches or concerns entrenched clauses in this bill.
As Honorable Usman Timbo concerns say, no the way government go before carry half of the section them inside this bill to President for approval and left some for do referendum later. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice say now Parliament will decide how they want this document for go to President.
I think we seem to have a disagreement on readings of section 108. Respectfully, I think but I'll engage the point, how you look at it in the legislative committee. At this point, we don't really know the form in which this is going to go to the president, right? Or the form in which it is going to come out of Parliament.
As it respond to Honorable Timbo, Honorable Umfasoriko Umar believes section 42 of the amendment no important and government for Pulam.
There's a common saying that says if it's not broke, don't fix it. The 55% is not broken. So let us not endeavor to study that. To spend money on one of the 50 plus 1, only 20% as proposed in this bill have other rooms for other issues that we move as a nation.
We also be the response to Honorable Umfasoriko Umar, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, say this particular section did not the bill because they want for save government the plenty couple where they can spend for go on run off. For the Society for Radio Democracy, me, Nachong Jalo. The report. And the program we listen to na Inside Parliament, they come to a former broadcasting house in New Englandville with me, Chang Jalo. Inside the program, we start to the discussion as soon as I hear from that report they have been do na Parliament after the AG been go do one pre-legislative hearing on this particular bill. We can as studio also forget more understanding but within this document. They start with your Honorable Aminata Sise, but local district representative on the APC ticket. Here read the report, and after that one they don't do first reading for this particular document again. We missing in a Parliament and Parliament they look inside for turn them to law or not. Let me first go the idea for review the constitution and get outside this OTD. Now development or not development from the APC perspective?
From the APC perspective, thank you very much, Cholo. I like the question, but let me first of all start by saying, when you listen to that recording there, you can see how amicable this process may happen at the pre-legislative. The APC show every commitment on how they support the amendment here for happen. So we're in support of the amendments fully. However, just like the leader say, it has to be done the right channel. And like the Deputy Speaker was on Liberty yesterday, he talks about the need for let we do this in good faith. And that is what we're asking them to do. This is going back to them as a government. All we ask the government is do this amendment in good faith and with a reflection of what the people they want. Doing an amendment has to be for the better. You cannot amend something to make it worse. And that is what we're saying. Do the amendment for the benefit of the majority, for the good, but also follow the due process. Give everybody a voice as we are doing now.
What's our definition of good faith?
Good faith is not defined, but you and I can tell of a good faith when by reading this amendment. You can tell areas where they've used, where they've shown that they have good faith. They've maintained the 30% as per GUI Act. Again, you will say it's a law, but it shows that they are indeed in support of the law and wants that to happen. However, they've also done elements which we think has been done in ill faith, and we'll go to that as we go.
Let me go through them quick.
One of them for me is wherein we get both.
Intentionally they do one because perhaps they get their own agenda.
Okay, so for me, one way look very clear to me as being intentional. Now the one wherein they agree on the tripartite and with all other recommendation that to pass for presidency, you need a 50 plus 1, meaning at least 50 plus anyone on top, but also a 25% in half of the district. As it stands, we have 16 districts. You've been asked to have 25% in 8 of them. Now, this is what was agreed by both APC and SLPP in that tripartite committee. Now, they have gone, by the way they've put it on here, to go for a simple majority and 20% in 2/3. And my leader was not naive. He made it very clear when we've gone back to our elections, achieving 2/3 will be a difficult one for us as a party. So for we, this particular one to me seemed to aim directly at the APC. I may be wrong, but it seemed to aim at that. But also, it makes it very difficult for small parties, even more so. And the aim here, not to follow with just the student small party here. Because may you agree, say, having them party here, and not just say for election purpose, then get political ideology, and they get supporters. Even people like Femi, Claudia, who was directly measured during the privilege by them to the general, was very clear, say it stands for something, and she has followers, so she has every legitimacy to make a voice and a contribution. But you can see during the privilege how she was attacked directly. Okay. Why Femi? Okay. Why not any other party?
Let me take them one at a time. Let me unpack them. You talk say one concern I get now proposal for making me president and so you forget.
Yes.
When the watch football came, I can bring this instance now, then tell you say extra time now for both teams.
Yes.
Well, I think you say if this one pass, it will then go get edge over.
No, I don't tell you so. This is where you demonstrate good faith. Because first of all, you can have the 50 plus 1. But what is difficult to attain here is the 2/3. And let me tell you the other risk of this. While we know we agree totally with the leader of the opposition, Abu Kabu, when he talks, say, don't even tie him to district. You and I don't see the elections, how they go, and the fights how they happen at district level. Look at the most recent lower level by the SLPP, waiting happen. So where they can't tie this on a 2/3 of a district, the risk here will be, and for you for make up a district is almost solely the responsibility of the president, with only 3 people there for advice. One are the Minister of Finance, the Justice Minister, and the third person,
the local government.
The local government. These are the only 3 people that will come into effect to agree on. And since that's been discussed, even on the tripartite, just while it's been discussed, we already see SLPP talking about adding districts now in strong areas.
Okay. Make a holiday and bring the co-guest now the studio. Honorable Muni Ulasana, former member of parliament on the SLPP ticket. Guests don't say with regards to the idea or the proposal for how they elect a sitting president. What's not the SLPP position on that one there? What's not be the watcher to bring up this recommendation?
Yeah, the AG they represent Sierra Leone, and the position here does not only represent SLPP but represent the views of Sierra Leone. Because when you look at the 2/3 majority, all the recommendations, they don't come from 3 package: the Justice Kawan package, the Peter Tucker package, and the 80 tripartite recommendations. And when you look at them, we all don't see in this country, everywhere they go for 55, everywhere they go for 55, at the camp, like when you say the percentages you are mentioning. In fact, the tripartite make 25. This recommend this recommendation they make 20. So it tells you it's even reduced with consideration that 25 per district. Per district. Now it's have to tell you. Now it's have to tell you as I talk to you now, I open directly.
Yeah, so what you want to watch at one and change the recommendation from the tripartite?
Fine, like where it is concerned, we want to see how all parties will be included in ensuring that you get at least the 20%, because the 25 might be too much. But the 20% for a party that wants to become president of Sierra Leone, we look at and say, yes, you need to be felt in and out of the ambit of this country. We don't want to see party where go be called a Mandela party or Timini Line party. We need a unified party. Now, if you look at the SLPP, would they even plan now by the time we go for go next convention for let we add we strengthen our palm tree, because the strength now palm tree are 13. So if we don't get 16 districts, we go for Adam so that we capture all the 16 districts, because every one of that streets they will do on that palm tree they represent one district, while the center of and they represent the western area. So by the time we go for do the next constitutional amendment, what will they do? We go for add the party symbol, for add the street them, so that we capture all the districts. So now that this amendment they try to talk about, how can we get a party that could capture the entire country? Because if you want to be a party representing Sierra Leone, you are not representing one part. You present go for be felt in every corner. I mean, if we come to appointment, we expect say you go for appoint people by different districts, so that at least that alone they make say it's an inclusive form of government we try for create. I know we fumble them now the other parties, APC in particular, go grumble with them kind of thing there, because always they don't demonize the southeast, and demonizing a particular district in electioneering process is like casting yourself away from the process. And this particular issue they look at and now say, the people who don't demonize, I will go to them now for work campaign to them for go get 20%. But that is the game. If you go na book Kenema, you get market them now POT mini they talk. That's not the uniqueness about how the southeast
argument. Yeah, listening to your argument, I come quick, honorable. The AG in your argument from the report we hear when honorable so this is a big article, my name that one here, raise the issue. The AG argument now for avoid runoff. You just say for inclusiveness. How then to also meet?
Well, like what you say,
because watching at 20% for getting 11 districts, it go, you don't think it's difficult.
There's a 2/3. You will do mathematics now. 2/3 you go no side the fall, because it don't specify like where my sister on
the 16 districts. I believe it's 11 districts.
Fine. So then you will do mathematics. Now you go calculate that. And now if you take 16 districts, you make 2/3. How many districts then are the southeast? That's small. Because Bobot Moyamba Pujo Moyamba Kenema Kaila Unkono, it don't done. But we can at the north and west area, and I get all the Boku districts there. So it tells you if really you are a determined party, for go inside small districts there, inside Boku districts, it's very easy for you to get a percentage.
Remember, I see there's a proposal for two districts in the south.
Then they not carry it. Like what I say, me new mantra, I never discuss something we know become applicable yet, because you go for deal with waiting day before you as an evidence, and now you present to the court for decide upon. So waiting not day before you as an evidence becomes an ASA, and ASA is not admissible in the court of law.
But this come up from the ASP, from ministers of government.
Like what they say, it has not come to Parliament yet. Like where you hear from the interview, Parliament now the supreme body. Now they no more get power for watch this bill waiting before they take what they want for take out and put what they want for put. That is what we've been doing in the legislative committee. Now they will scrutinize every wordings one by one, word for word, line by line, sentence by sentence, and anyone who see sign will not go for the dictate of the people of this country. We pull out. Then they now the power of Parliament.
Honorable Aminata, I see the one for coming. Here the honorable argument is saying now for inclusiveness and make sure say all anybody we've been able to get people all across the country. You subscribe to that one day.
This is where you ask about good faith dictionary. This is where good faith comes in. There's one thing law make legislation than the paper. There's one thing law deal with the practicality. APC have always tried to work with the Southwest. But you and I go agree, say, they have been so hostile, and every time we don't get election, now they will get the highest fate. We saw the last election 2023. Even for we candidates going on their side and they send they make blockade them while they were welcome to come at Poloko and all our strongholds. This is evidence. So again, not just say stick to the paper self. Let us go now to the reality where you and I know and all Sierra Leoneans know. It is not the fact that the South small. It is the fact that the South are the most rebellious when it comes to election. And we see that at the lower level. Then they put on is the last year we go on oversight and somewhere around Pujom, we then at the boss now make a joke say, why will not get APC office in Pujom? The remarks came from an MP. We talk say the one self where they give we land in Pujom as APC, then they kill him. We've had the first lady talking about anybody we're not to SLPP, not to a Sierra Leonean. I mean, how much more evidence we need for no? And this is worldwide. Even in America, you get the parties, they're all getting strongholds. It's in the UK. Why are we denying that fact? What we're saying here is we know say now on a stronghold. If you're going to make all this law against two-thirds, all you're going to increase is the violence. Because now we are also going to come with violence to match on our violence for make sure say we get there. Because we know say we get people in there. Even if you go put on today, we got APC supporters in there, but they will not even dare. They not even allow we vigilators them for go and conduct the election them. We never gather from the other side and they at all. So this is what we're faced with. And like I say, let us do this in good faith as Sierra Leoneans. Indeed, you have said, let's put parties on the side. If we're going to do that, you, the government, set the example for us.
Move away from that particular proposal. You want to say something quickly?
Faith. The good faith here, for instance, Diallo, it will be so difficult for take Kakuch, you put on a fall country. If you go, for instance, election day on, you go take somebody from north, for can be pulling observer na south. You don't just like break the tradition. Because inclusivity, they look at how do you take people from within. Because let's just clear this.
You know they watch at the picture say
let's just clear this. Let's just clear this. But what are they trying for say? What are they trying for say is like this, Jallo. If you take the APC Mendeman where you get, you make a pulley agent.
Yeah.
Well, I be like that you Mende brother need one at it because you know say if I do something a million brother don't.
So you see how you talk about tribalism again?
I'm just making it clear.
I'm glad you said
the tribalism aspect now like what I say. If you go take somebody now and not for can be a party.
Why that for be a problem? If you representing party, not can there as a northerner.
Let me come.
Can there as an invigilator.
Once you don't even lost you vote number because that was where you don't migrate. Who's I register? You don't left in registration center to another. It just entitled. Let me come. It just entitled now to presidential vote and not to the other votes there now because when you move your registration from who's I register to other side, you limitation in terms of voting don't go. Like what I say, look at recommendation 53. It make it clear 50 plus 1. 53
from where?
Recommendation 53 from the tripartite.
Yeah.
It make it say 50 plus 1 plus 25%. You don't see. And now like what I say, if you look at this amendment, it drop on down to 20%.
But increase that to 2.
Now I never tell you.
It's saying now 2/3 instead of half.
It's like even reducing the burden because if you take the 5% now, take the 5% now for 8 districts. Low assumes in the 16 districts. Yeah. Check 5 times 8. How much is that? Now we do mathematics.
25 times 8.
Yes, it's going to be like 40 and 200. Yeah. So it's 200% that has been dropped down. So really. But it's a simple logic. It's 5 times 8 because like what you say.
Even so, then 20 times 10 will give you 200 too. 20 over 10 districts will give you 200. By 11 will give you 220.
Fine. So
you not reduce them. You add them.
You the 5 where you don't pull.
Yes.
You just like okay, you can't add waiting. 3 because 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
You pull all 18, 200, you count 3. The 3 count now 60. So the percentage is just
count now 60 added to the 8 so be done they win 160. So you give 220. You cannot minus the other 8 and 20.
No, I'm
argument no balance.
Like what this is clear mathematics.
If you now get 11 by 20 is 220. Then you get 25 by 8 is 200. Which is more?
25.
Is that more or less?
It's more.
Well, so why are you talking about less?
So when you look at them, it is time for things. As a political party, you get an effort to ensure say your presence is felt in every corner. And that day now SLPP don't try for do. We mantra na one country.
Not ever win 1 6 at the northwest.
Okay. So fine. So if you look at them, just remember they not ever win 1 6. And why has that always been? Why has that always been the hostility nature?
Because again, just like we said, another campaign day.
Okay,
and people are not want to know this.
Another important
let me take the issue by one at a time. Yeah, but at least everybody get your timeline. No, like when you say, yes, like when you say, let me get with timeline. for able to put your message across. If you get anything where at the raise where you get against, like what I can do, at the not and down, while they respond, I bring them up so that we make the debate.
Another one, plenty people on contest, including the opposition and CSOs, I do for the proportional representation.
Okay.
What I need to recommend? What's in SLPP watch at for recommend that particular clause?
Well, like what I say, this recommendation comes from 3 quarters, that of the Peter Tucker, the Justice Cowan, and that of this tripartite. People, where they analyze Sierra Leone, don't look at the peaceful nature of Sierra Leone taken from the TRC report and how they want to see Sierra Leone 15, 20, 30 years back from now. How every election, me Sister Honorable Aminata go testify for say within 5 years there must be 4 or 5 honorable that will die. There must be 10 or 15 councillors that will die. All these people that will die are calling for by-election. Every single by-election does not cost government less than 2 billion leon in this country, because you got for the way to call voter education, you got for the way to call education of the constituents. The lady know say you were there and you fall within this constituency for vote. You got for get all that logistics costs the way they involve. You got for at the end of the day when the election will take place, you got for employ people learn for Monday election in day. So when government don't look at the cost where it take on government, we don't look at the security threat. An investor who wants to come, let us say election done 2028, SLPP don't win. Then an investor who is saying I will come 2029. Then by the time oath of parliament is taken, one honorable don't die, bam, now by election don't cancel back. Everything is going into an election business again. And with what I must see, when one of the voice of the people in this country don't say when election done, all thing done, little thing but development. Now make if you watch, we don't consolidate the 2 elections, the councillor election and the honorable election. Before this time, councillors were 4 years, honorables 5 years. So you did notice say by the time you talk about 2-3 years, 1 election.
And the argument from the SLPP side.
That neither the national argument
from the SLPP
for say like what I say national argument. SLPP is 1 country, 1 people.
Okay.
So there is no way you can side it to 1 party.
Opposition of APC, Honorable Aminata.
Thank you very much once again. The position of the APC is clear. It's loud and clear. We are with the people. And what the people have asked for is that we maintain the first past the post. When you talk about the price,
what are you use for determining that one?
All the surveys are saying it, civil servants are saying it. They've rejected PR with the utmost strongest statement, including the AG self video on an occasion wherein the chiefs then come together and say they don't want them. The PR system has always been in the constitution, let me remind my colleague first, but it's there to be used when the country is unstable, when we don't have statistics. The reason for this is, let me put effort in census and being able to have statistics. Then just talk like I say, they make a 2/3 for better representation. You could not have a better representation than the first past the post, if that is the aim. Again, this is when they confuse people. You want a better representation, and you're giving people a PR system. We are in one person from an area, we're not getting nothing to do with a constituency, they go overlook that constituency. None of the issue there, none of the people there don't know and they're not familiarized with them. Yesterday, we Deputy Speaker, they talk, say, APC, they argue on the first past the post because they take responsibility for Bill Bridge there, which is not the responsibility of being an MP. That is absolutely right. Responsibility is to represent and make meaningful laws that we deserve all, but also oversight. And in that oversight responsibility, now they do the investments here, because we know that government alone cannot do everything. So when you say MPs are making bridge, making road, this is an addition. How could that be a subtraction? But then because again and again, even in Parliament, you see the SLPP side always try for see development as an APC thing. And I'm glad about that, because when it comes to APC, now we always associate with development. But the question is, the PR people, they reject them. We see the damage it causes 2023. You get areas there right now, from Upgon, almost half of Tego, the end of that Eastern Day, you don't get an MPD. Why? Because despite we've been told to be on district block, people then go here, they wouldn't campaign, and the one they wouldn't sabi, because now them they feel say they represent. For example, now me attach myself to 074. Every single one of us is doing that. Even Tawa is still referring to himself as Lumley. It shouldn't be Lumley anymore, if I don't be Western area. But it's impossible for me to get MPs then stretch to that extremely. So the PR system, the people they know that they want. Most time, because you're a representative, now you people them, they come together and choose you. They cannot choose for an entire district. They can only choose for their own areas. And so when they say PR will be the only way, despite the public outcry, once again, that has not been done in good faith. And that has not been done seeing Sierra Leoneans as they hold the sovereignty. At the moment, it looks like the government, they call the shots.
Because they make the argument, say, APC will want this, first past the post system because of Western area.
Not just Western area, because of all the areas of Sierra Leone, all the 16 districts. And that is proven by the voice of the paramount chief there. It wasn't just Western area paramount chief there and see with servants and saying in one time. They were around the country. And then the self don't do consultation according to them. And we know the result they have from that. People are objecting to the PR.
Yeah, in the position of Honorable Munigo, you say government has spent like 2 billion in young words for after, for instance, a councillor don't die, for do another election, for get a councillor for represent a member of parliament. For country like Salon, where they manage the economy, and not saying why is one day.
The president will also reducing traveling any unnecessary expenditures and for we look into the country, if that is the case. But if sovereignty is truly into the people, anything that has to do with the benefits of the people should not come at a price, regardless of the price. We have to do it because that is what the Constitution says.
He said this same PR, some time back, the speaker being the proposed or just suggest say it would good that we get PR even for the executive branch. And the president of Insai State Opening, he make mention of that one day. Wanna see this for coming to play to this law?
We look at that as an ASA, waiting in at this law now in ODD. Waiting in at this law, it talk about the constituencies we will be done they use. Now let we get elected representative them where they on that. Like when your sister already say the MP they attach themselves to particular areas. That tells you we need more education in the PR because even the MPs do not understand the PR. Because understanding the PR, you are voted for not for an area but a whole district. Now, waiting at the uniqueness of that vote day. An honorable that is in this Freetown now. No MP is an SLPP or APC MP. The MPs are Western area MPs. So starting from Lumley Bridge to Joy Bridge, all the MPs in there, the 16 elected MPs, are neither APC nor SLPP, but what? Honorables for Western area. So it tells you, as an individual who wants to lobby for an SLG, if you meet Stawa along the line, you are Western area, you can meet Stawa to lobby for you for the SLG. If you meet Sheriff along the line, the same thing. If you meet Bar along the line, who is an APC, you can lobby with him. So that is the uniqueness about this. But before this time, when we do under the first past the post, maybe they 1-2-1, Coyote 1-2-2, honorable waiting at the man. This guy with the dockyard when I be APC. Now if you go for instance to na dockyard, and they ask you say come on, you say I come on black, or they say but go to Moniro because a day you fall. But under the PR, all your honorables are your honorable. You don't get like one demarcation. And when it comes to development, we make me like the PR purely on this developmental issue. Now let's take it. We have 16 MPs. If these 16 MPs, like where me honorable rightly say, we want to focus to see how the MPs could contribute to societal development. If this 16 MP decides they keep 5,000 per month in 3 months, check 5 times 16 times 3. Hello, assume saying that Samba Gota will give you the biggest problem. 91 solve that money they consolidated into Samba Gota and know how they will restructure the drainage and get them direct into the bay when are they in the empty. That's not the uniqueness. And if they divide now the 5 years into quarters, 3 years of 16 MPs putting together monies that will give you 3 times by quarter, and divide the Freetown municipality by the number of quarters. Every year has 4 quarters. So meaning for 5 years, almost is that 4 times 5 is 20. So now 20 quarter on a dog. If we divide Freetown into 20 areas, we need development. We don't do plenty. But under the first past the post, look at the black road. I try today. Now we do concrete Benz garage. We don't do I do a Shobi corner. I do graveling book. I do kissy book. But Benz garage, I know people don't and password don't ask cat mantra what they say Benz they per help we for do them. Why? Because I be me one, easy. And the resources why they get, like where me honorable rightly say, no MP is giving money to go and develop a constituency. It was not enough. So at the end of the day, it's like dropping half in an ocean. But with that collective body, you see the uniqueness about it. And before you come, the reason we make APC they still fit for this PR. If you take the 2018 data, for instance, who side and do wrong delimitations, then for make sure say more seats are consolidated in Western area. APC get 58 MPs, while SLPP get 48 MPs after the result. If you check the NEC data, you prove and say, then 48 MP there, then vote outweigh the 58 MP by over 100,000 votes. The data is there, it's not hidden. So that tells you, if a division like that was done, why wouldn't I be fighting for it? Because we sleep, we wake, an election is conducted 50 times we'll get a majority. So removing that bitterness from us is a problem.
That is a party that has never won election in this country, everybody knows. Anyway, let me just add to that. Like what you say earlier, Cherno, if when 11 come together, what do they do as one? Imagine if you one MP do one. Because they see that. Wait when 11 before don't do one MP do you own, everybody do you own on one side. It will be 11 development rather than one. So again, it defeats the purpose of the argument when my colleague they make. Every single MP right now, for sure for the APC side, I will tell you, would not even be matched by the SLPP side in terms of development, even though they outnumber we. Every one of you right now get projects in the community, even when they give 1 cent for development, including even flag bearers that were not even attained, symbol yet. Already they work now the constituency. Let's be honest, this is why elections are there in the first place. For the people that choose as representative, you must not do something significant in that community there. You must not church their lives one way or the other.
Okay, so perhaps for many people who don't get access to the document, it's only we just want to the mass, we don't talk on. So let's talk another one where APC there is serious concern, but when the issue of the search committee, what's on a position again for somebody who don't know a position?
Again, the search committee, it ain't the tripartite. I don't want to go to all the records, but I'm going to stick to the tripartite committee because I feel like the white paper and this have been highly misused. There are so many good things in there where they left, they just go cherry pick the one they wouldn't want. But even so, when they campaign this bill, they're not sure a true picture of how they're looking at the White House. But even just going to the recent tripartite committee, which we all know how difficult it was to come to terms with this. A lot of argument back and forth on both sides. I've agreed to set up this chat committee in order for reduce the powers of the president, so that at least they will not get the Mohammed Kone kind situation again, wherein president appoints one person who then hold alliance to that president there, who then announce the president without result, announce the president with her RFF forms to follow for the public for see and believe say this person ain't win. For avoid that situation which now lead to tripartite and everything we talk about today, now he make them select and form the chat committee. And they've done it so responsible by saying we go to the bar association, we go to Sludge, and then waiting then do cleverly. Now for Kamputa now the bill now and say the president they go appoint one person from the bar, one person. So once again, the powers are with the president. That defeats the essence of forming the chat committee. If I get for go and pick one people there. And the worst one to the religious council. They say religious council. They say one religious committee. Religious committee can be anybody on a pastor. Any pastor and preachers out there is part of the committee, but not part of the council. As a council, is a bigger and more responsible body. I mean, we already know the institution, they are all compromised. They're hardly able to maintain independence. But at least,
unless for Sludge.
Unless for Sludge, maybe. You will say that. And the bar association will say the same, we are independent. But we saw the disaster with the election. So what I'm saying is, it's already bad enough, we keep them independent. But now they say, let us try them. Let us put them on the forefront of Sierra Leone and let them say we're working with them. Now you go against the president and say you are going to go around. So it means you can just decide on Tuma Jabi or decide on one Fatmata Bokari because it's from Bont, you come from the Sludge. That is not how it should be done. Let the institution they nominate people there for you. But come on, out of over 8 to 9 million people, they say that they nominate 9 people and then further narrow them down to 3. Then they set up the rules, do interviews, them assess the 9 people and then narrow down to 3. Then they can't give you as a president. What more could you ask for? And you still go around and say, no, now you for indicate the one people that are the institution here. I mean, the dictatorship is very obvious here. And that is why we're going to talk about that position.
Like what I say, that the issue this way, we really get with every laws. In the 1991 constitution, we get the president when I get the mandate for appoint the electoral commissioner with consultation from party elders. This very clause, when you watch the constitution, they tell you back say nobody has the power to investigate the president whether a consultation was done or not. That's for the 1991 constitution. In this amendment, we've had a lot of time where people they say, the president don't even consult we. That argument, the journalists, plenty. This commissioner, even the one we did now, so as acting, we agree where they say we are not consulted. So, for solve this consultation problem, this amendment they say, we're in capture that the tripartite they say, let's have a chat committee. This chat committee will be people like what they say from journalists. The journalists they will say we are trustworthy. The media they will say we are trustworthy. All we they ask for, let's begin to get Sierra Leoneans where they stand for the people rather than associating themselves to bodies. At the funeral of we late political hero, legal luminary, when Abubakar Jabi, a lot was said about him with regards to waiting, capability and steadfastness. Why? Even at his death, his flowers were given to him. Because the man that watch the entire SLPP, he tell me say, you know what? There are things that are not correct. We should not go with this to convention. It stands tall. By the time we remember when people they don't rent hotel, they don't arrange it, whether they forgo it, they don't prepare food. The next minute we had an injunction stopping the entire process. But when we went there and after everything, we knew what he wanted was the best for the party. Because he said, enough file win into waiting confusion. So this chat committee is set up in good faith. So if the people
research committee now,
that is what I'm saying. Even if they clarify now say like the institutions are already earmarked here. Yes, for maybe it's a typo or whatever, instead of saying interreligious council, the typist might have entered interreligious community. That is where now Parliament comes in.
Justification I want.
No, like I said, I've been member of Parliament. No, let me say, I have been member of Parliament.
Because it's not documentary, don't go over
in and out. Honorable Amnata here could tell, even you want the 1991 constitution, there are spelling mistakes.
Maybe a word or letter.
Fine. So it tells you as long as it's human putting it together. Because me and you know say, the moment you say interreligious, the next word that should follow should be what council. Me and you know that.
So in that case,
I hope you get me. No,
where there's one of the appoints, is that a mistake?
Honorable, let me land.
Instead of
the word say, me and you know say the word interreligious. When we hear in this country, the next word will be follow na council,
not really,
not to community
as well.
Then na a clear one. When you say legal practitioner, it come from waiting from the bar association. The problem now we deal like we they raise now. The bar association don't get waiting bar waiting council or waiting. I don't know even the names for now. Lawyer society fine. So the question will now be, people don't brand already lawyer society for BAPC, bar for BSLPP. So assuming like she said, we take or somebody is appointed in the lawyer bar association, bam, that person is going to be classed as an SLPP. Automatically the spirit behind the committee don't be faulty at once. So all we need for look at is how sincere the people that will be selected, at least for solve the problem of waiting of appointment by president alone is solved. Equally so at this that's why I said for us to solve it we need to have people that are sincere, and at this juncture Parliament is now there. Okay, it was community, let's correct it to waiting interreligious council. Let's get the wordings specified that fits the purpose.
What about the appointment and nomination?
Thank you.
Now make us say let's get the wordings clarified
so we can
that
take the appointment as well to nomination.
Like I said, Parliament is a supreme body. Parliament is an independent supreme body when it comes to lawmaking. I hope you get me, Cherry. I have been there. I know the power of Parliament. If Parliament pass the document, President no want her. When encounter if Parliament want her, they pass her. Because Parliament has that power. She knows it. Yeah. So if Parliament don't look at this document for the well-being of this country, then determine say this is what should go to the people.
For you, as a former member of Parliament and Sierra Leone, who's why it say best fits in this situation?
Like what I say, I am not in Parliament now.
No, as a Sierra Leone.
No, I am not in Parliament now. The document now is before Parliament. Even if I could say this, my wordings.
No, Parliament open to recommendation.
No, now they say. Now make I tell you say the moment you hear. Now make I tell you say the moment you hear interreligious, the next order for Fala now within the council. So that tells you Parliament is to do the needful. Fine, me na the level at the lane.
Appointment and nomination.
Fine, they have a room to make sure if the spirit behind the latter is to ensure we have an independent body that will select or appoint a commissioner, let that spirit be followed. Let's, like it was done in the Justice Kawan's report, let's try to trickle down that supreme executive power to something lower so that we could begin to get things working.
Suggest nomination.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Honorable Aminata, I go back now the pre-legislative year in the words of our leader, Honorable Abukagwe, he say for anything with the church inside this constitution, where they not follow the process, especially the entrench clause them, it will be a treasonable offense.
It is. It's clearly stated in the constitution. It is a treason offense for change the constitution, even a word and I when the process is not followed. And like I say, whoever commit that offense right now, even if you are protected by the present government now because you are quote unquote an SIPP high official appointee, in due time you will answer questions for that. But more importantly also, Ucherno, how scary would it be for law living in a state where the constitution can be changed by anybody? Especially when you get close to what we call entrenched for a reason. They've been entrenched and guided with a referendum of 3/3. If the president can just grab and change, whose security will you get? So these things are there for a reason. And everything we'll do here, let's be minded, is to amend the constitution, not to go against it. So we're clear. If we're amending it in good faith for people, we didn't support. We are Sierra Leoneans before being APC. So whatever is not done in good faith for Sierra Leoneans will affect me, will affect you.
Sure.
So let that be laid as a premises first. And even for the president, over time, in time will go down and he will become a Sierra Leonean.
Yeah.
He will be just a Sierra Leonean. And the law will better like I bet me and you. For today, it will be excluded. But in time, we'll all be guided by this again. So we have to take that to heart and do it.
In the argument of many people,
Yeah.
if perhaps they might go to the document and take out the entrenched clause them and pass the other one them, una see una say for we.
Well, first of all, I will so appreciate if they expect the fact that the entrenched clause need your attention and your focus first. First of all, just to respect that and expunge is good enough for us. Because indeed that needs a lot more time, a lot more consultation to be done to get to that referendum and all that. For the other ones too, we're still looking at them. For example, like we say, we get the 30% to the respect, it is good. Some of there's the notion of the independent candidates. We're not against any of those, as long as we put criteria as the only guide them. Although for the independent candidate, there's a section we confuse is small for me. There's a bit now where they don't say, even with the TUSIM, which we used to call TUSIM, the dual citizenship, we're going to remove that, you can become an MP. But also to be a president.
Not for MPs, for appointment.
For MPs and ministers.
No, ministers.
For MPs.
It is not there for...
Find it?
Yes, 76. It is not there for MP, it is for ministers now.
Let's go to it.
Yes,
you understand?
Section 76. If you see, there's section 76 qualification for members of parliament in the proposed amendment.
You're talking about the constitution, we're talking about the bill.
The amendments I'm referring to.
No, 76.
Yes, it's referring to now for appointed members.
Let me catch up, 76.
Yeah, appointed members. For MPs.
For members of parliament is there.
No, it's for appointed ministers. For MPs, all what is said there, 76 1 is
Section 76 of the Constitution of Sierra Leone. In subsequent one by the repliance or replacement of paragraph A with the following: if he is a naturalized citizen of Sierra Leone, or B, a citizen of a country other than Sierra Leone, having become such a citizen voluntarily, provided that person who is a citizen of Sierra Leone other than naturalization and a citizen of the country other than Sierra Leone, having become a citizen voluntarily. This applies under the Declaration of Articles to Social, may be appointed to ministers and government, but also as members of parliament. Is there, and the Attorney General has said this. Now the fear with this one is it's okay. We want our dual citizens to feel part of the process. But then what happened for the flag bearer bit? What happened for the presidency? Is this also going to apply to the presidency?
No, it's not going to apply there, because if you look at it, it is clearly stated that for those who are becoming citizens by naturalization, the exception is only to be appointed as ministers.
Yeah, you'll have your time.
Okay.
But also, like I said, there are good things here. There's a section that says now you leave public office in 6 months rather than 1 year. which will also get Nayana Section 76 in number 14. That, you just need 6 months now as a public employee. This now enable more public employees, respectable people.
I didn't pleading for 3 months.
This you understand. So we love that. There are good things in it. I mean, it will be insensible for us today and say everything about this bill is bad. Which is why therefore say we're a progressive party. We want to work with them.
Okay.
We're saying to you, look at the bad ones, let's choose the bad ones and correct them. We don't even just want you to remove them. Let us correct them and make them good for the benefit of both parts.
Honorable.
Yeah, let me clarify that quick. If you look at section 76, the proviso.
Yeah.
The proviso after A and B, because the amendment.
The amendment.
Yeah, to clarify that it only captures for ministers of government. If you look at the proviso, because the amendment has a proviso, they said, provided that a person who is a citizen of Sierra Leone, other than by naturalization and a citizen of a country other than Sierra Leone, having become such a citizen voluntarily or is under a declaration of allegiance to such country, may be appointed a minister of government. A minister of government. It tells you, it clearly spells out that it does not capture MPs, only ministers. That's the proviso. Have you seen it?
They consider MPs as well.
No, it's not there. Like I said, that's why the document has to be spelled out.
That is good, because that then shows that he will not qualify for presidency as well.
At all.
I mean, we're not saying
it's only for, because why it is done in that spirit. We've seen people who are experts that have lived in other countries.
Yeah.
And when it comes to appointment level, let the president has the prerogative of mercy, because he has the power to hire and fire. If you come, whether you are double SIM or whatever, you are given the opportunity to serve. If you fail the people of the country, you'll be fired. Because but like for an MP, it's a 5-year term.
Yeah,
nobody's going to tamper with you. That's why the law is smart. Like my sister is saying, I am even appealing now to Parliament and the AG's office. Let us reduce this 6 months to another 3 months. Let it come to 3 months.
Okay.
With a proviso, like I said, let there be a proviso now that says, if you leave your job, that is resigning from your job to come and contest, let your job be kept for you if you do not win, so that you be reinstated. Because the reason being, we know the line
cannot be kept because the minister.
No, like I said, people go for leave, maternity.
They can reapply again.
No, let me make it clear. People go for maternity leave for like 3 months before, 3 months after.
No, now they tell you, honorable, even when they contest and fail, if they want to go back to their job, they just have to reapply. But they can reapply again and be taken.
No, the question is, the moment you leave that gap, somebody's filling the gap. So, but if there is a constitutional provision now that makes that room, it's like a leave you are giving to the person. You want to represent Salone, you want to serve Sierra Leone. If you've gone, you've not got the opportunity, come back and serve in your own capacity as you are serving. No, like I said, it's an appeal.
No, assuming the cool entrench clause them and go to normal bill. You say
I really don't want to go to the entrench clause, but wait me know I don't go to this paper. Like what they say, every word in here I have highlighted and marked. I have looked at the entire 108 that prescribed all the section that talks about entrenched. I have not seen any here. But thank God the document is now before the MPs. They can look at it better.
You see FTC for succeeding this battle.
Like I said,
on the PR, on the election of the presidency, on the issue of the research committee, another one them.
Like what I say, Parliament get your unique way for do. At the end of the day, we get the language where they govern Parliament, what they call lobby. APC could be lobbied to support, like plenty things are here that are good. So if they don't pull the one the way they think say these are not good, they remain in there, they lobby them for let them support it become a law. Now make I say it is before Parliament now. Because it is before Parliament now Parliament, and Parliament includes SLPP and APC. So they able watch and all the one the way they think say, buddy, you know say this two for pass, you back go for go opposition, now so you go there, you back. You know, that understanding will be there, and they will lay and fine. So
I think go back to 108 and the Constitution.
Yes.
Doesn't 85 and 87 form an entrenched clauses on that section?
Yes. So where is
85 now on this new bill, page 16?
Yes, page 16.
Section. Go down to number 15.
Yeah, which one of
85?
If you look at 85, there's a particular section in 85.
No, it just says 85 and 87 because you need the entirety of 85 and 87 according to the Constitution.
Yeah.
So here they've said section 85 of the Constitution of Sierra Leone is amended by repealing and replacing the term of the House of Parliament expires on the date of the next election. That they cannot judge.
Like that has always been the game.
But that is an entrench.
The expiration. No, what I'm saying.
I just want to be
what I'm saying. The expiration of the term of Parliament ends at the 5-year term. That is not new.
No, now he's saying ends
Nothing
from the
is
next
coming.
election, meaning the day after the
Nothing is
next
coming to like
election.
say Parliament is going to be given 6
But
years.
isn't that
Parliament is going to be given 7 years. So to me, it's like you're not bringing in.
Okay.
No.
So it's like saying
poverty. General election.
It's like saying poverty.
Instead of saying 5 years fixed term, now it's open to general election, which you and I know. Even when we've been talking about fixed date, that is not yet been agreed as of now, of course. Let it remain the way it is.
You and I know general election subjected to anything is extended by
Parliament.
Fine. So as long as that extension takes place, the life of Parliament.
But you say there's no entrenched clause.
No, what I'm saying,
entrenched clause, like I said, we'll deal with them when it comes to
fine.
It's not just the opinion
It's
of you and I
Parliament.
or APC and SLP.
Very good.
This one need an extensive consultation, which we have not done.
Honorable Aminata, as the document did before and now, we'll not get better time than the program again. What thing now they expect from the ruling government?
We expect them to respect our opinions and listen, because we're representative, and whatever we're saying in the world is going to be the voice of our people, nothing more. We need people that would educate them. Right now, as I speak, as a party, would they make press conference there? We monthly press conference this month is solely on this bill. We're even getting a meeting today, a mammoth meeting at Sugar Stadium, all to talk about this bill. We know how important this is. And we know, say, we get a lot of people them say, we don't get the time for look at and detail. It has taken me days for more than ladies, for more go to privilege, trying to read it and digest it. Many Sierra Leoneans may not have had that time. So we did try for all meeting, they all sensitize them, so that whatever they want is what we're going to do. We are the People's Party. We represent nothing but the people. Whatever APC is going to be saying in that world, let SA people listen as the voice of the people and the majority of the people. I want to reassure them. So when we say this is not good, we'll give them instance why it's not good. We're not going to simply say, no, this is not good. There will be an argument like I've just said. And that is the beauty of Parliament. We debate. We come with ideas. Because one thing for sure, we all want the good of Sierra Leone. They don't get the number, forget the 2/3. Now they go need for proof 2/3. They don't get on this time. I want to reassure every Sierra Leone. No, I'm being honest, Channel. Let me say this. Let me say this.
I'm going over.
I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to deny that in Parliament people do lobby, and sometimes out of naivety or whatever. It's not like people do this most time for interest. They just do it in a way, and sometimes just the voting process itself just too tiring. Some people just want to break through. We did that with the speaker one. We should understand where it can be done and just go. But with this one, when it affects the nation, no, we're not going to compromise. Media has shown us, say, even if SLPP succeed forget with 2 members, we will try to get back. Thompson and Mohamed Bangura, where they don't capture the reinforce for the time being. But we're still trying to get them back. Even them, when they give up on them. But the B52, as we call ourselves, they'll remain the 52. One single vote, Cherno. I will come here back for can't tell you. We'll not come out of that.
People, yeah?
Of course. Even just as MP personal, because the weird thing about MP people here, we campaign together. We've been in camps together. We've been talking together. So this has never stopped. We not stop to talk to them. But they talk to me. My Bangura, if I did honorable AKK office every day, we talk. That is not to say if you not vote for we, then we go try. But we go try. In the kind of way they talk. I mean, now Insai they talk about your aspiration. So again, if Insai need for canvas MP, then for support. Let me tell you this, Channel. There's not at any point that we need to be hostile or rebellious against one another. There's no excuse for it, even as opposite parties. Let us talk. With all the fight that has gone on in Gaza and all these areas, we end up with
this time, because I remember the last time.
We need them. We need everybody who will get them inside. Oh, of course, because they betray. But that doesn't mean we're not going to talk to you the day after that. We need everybody who will go and ensure say this thing not pass. Even with inside the SLPP self, we didn't lobby for get people there from there.
Honorable Muniru, your advice to the government?
Well, like what I say, this is a document today before Parliament, and the issues the way they get any doubt, because we no one see anything where the result to it we call a referendum, because referendum in this country now, if any government attempt them, it'll be like now because they want push election dates, and nobody is ready for that kind of a message. So consider this document following all the area where it'll be good for the people of this country rather than for individual. There is no other place like Sierra Leone. There is only one Sierra Leone. If Sierra Leone goes rough, it goes rough for us all. So whatever we are doing today, it might be us. Tomorrow it might be another person. So let us do it with the good faith. The word good faith and ensure it is done for Sierra Leone and not for an individual. You today within a power can be an opposition tomorrow. The person in opposition can be in power. And there's a way chief in art school or WAM no make law. Because the day we art school, that law they will bet you. So let's consider this document as a Sierra Leonean document where there is a need for anything. Like what I say, for instance, where my sister bring come 85. You look at 85 now, because then talk about a fixed date of election. And if a fixed date of election come where the constitution already say 5 years, and this 85 they say at the time of parliament expires now in the date of the next election, because that is what is going to end. So a title, there is no way.
But it's an intention.
There is no way
so
you tamper out that side. Now
first.
look at like what you say no more. Now that your understanding go differ, because this intent clause never for do like what you call that bigger harm. Because if you say you fix whether you take her from November to March, it's still going to be.
When you say that, you not do a bigger harm. It's an entrenched clause for a reason.
The reason, the attachment clause we did it. Now because if you say you can't get if you say you can't get a fixed date of election, automatically any trade happen. I mean then say where there is an existence of a state of public emergency, then clause then in income for filling that 85 day now for so say anything where they come, even in the current 1991 constitution, if we get anything where they result to an additional date, it always comes because parliament get a power. So let's do it in the good faith of Sierra Leone.
Okay, thank you so much. In name now, Honorable Muni Ulasana, in a SLPP member of Parliament in Western Area District, and also being getting at the studio, Honorable Aminata Sise, Port Local District APC representative within a Parliament now. Well, now, so we'll go the program to an end for today. Plenty thank you to the production team. Michael Sambola helped me produce the program. Make Kamarabangwa, make unable for watch we live now Facebook and YouTube page, and serve DJ Caps. Make unable forget to be live on the frequency on 98.1. So to meet again, same time, same station next Saturday. We bring this program can to me. Your name na Cheng Nojalo.
No matter who you be, let